Historically, an iPhone redesign means not much change in specifications, but this next generation might be a bit of an exception. Because yes, it looks like Apple might finally be showing some extra love for at least one of the specs of the iPhone 14. Google's new privacy changes sound good, but not as good as we would want. And if your Pixel 6 just got repaired and now the fingerprint scanner doesn't work, well, you're not alone. I'm Jaime Rivera, and if iPhone rumors continue to be matched by Pixel 6 issues, it's really hard to deny how much Google really needs to get their act together. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with MWC, which is actually around the corner, and the reason I say MWC is because we have a frenzy of invites for events that'll be happening, so we just decided to put all in one segment just to make it easier. Starting with Realme, we just got their press invitations for an event happening on February 28th, where we'll be getting the Realme GT2 series, which has been in the leaks for the past few weeks. OPPO just sent out invitations for an event to happen on February 24th. And they flat out revealed the Find X5's design on the invitation, confirming all the design leaks that show that this will be an iteration of last year's phone, at least in looks, and that this is the company's first partnership with Hasselblad. Yay. Finally, we also got an invitation from Samsung for an event on February 27th. Now, the teaser shows the silhouette of a Galaxy Watch and their current foldables, but we have no word on what we're actually getting at this event. So yeah, a ton of invites with probably more on the way, so I'm excited to be going back. Let's stick to sort of official news. Another day, another Pixel 6 bug. A couple of months ago, the biggest issue was how the Pixel 6 fingerprint scanner would either be very slow or wouldn't work at certain times. The new issue has to do with Google's fingerprint calibration tool, as it now fails to install the new scanner on the device, and users see a message that reads, "Couldn't find the unique calibration software for this device." If you're wondering why this is even popping up on a user's phone, well, this is a tool Google released for owners and repair shops to recalibrate the new component to a device that has been repaired. And that's even on phones that were sent to Google's officially endorsed service repair shops. There's a ton of users complaining about this on Reddit, XDA, Google support forums, and we have no response from Google at the moment. This might be fixed via firmware or software update, or by getting rid of that calibration tool altogether, as we kind of don't understand the purpose of this bug, but let's just see what happens and keep us posted in the comments if you're having that issue. Let's keep talking about Google and future updates, this one being about privacy. Google has recently announced that they're bringing Apple-like privacy changes to Android with Project Sandbox, which was announced a few days ago. The news here is that they're now promising that the updates wouldn't be as disruptive as Cupertino's practices. And I mean, we've been seeing this since the announcement we got at Google I/O last year. A new report from the New York Times claims that these changes are aimed at limiting the sharing of data across applications and third-party websites, and even if we didn't get an outline for these releases, they will still be supporting their current privacy technology for at least 2 more years. Google added that these new features would allow advertisers to gauge the performance of their ad campaigns and place personalized ads based on recent interests or past behaviors, which I don't know exactly how different it actually is than to just flat out listen to you. If they do go heavy on this, we wonder how companies like Meta are going to feel about Google, considering that they just took a $10 billion revenue hit thanks to Apple's app tracking transparencies, which we applaud. So, Project Sandbox for Android seems to be better privacy, but not as stringent as Apple, which I'm not necessarily applauding, but we'll see what we get at Google I/O. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about Apple and the iPhone 14, which we haven't talked about in a long time. So far, most of the reports we've been hearing about were about the design, and there were almost no reports on specifications. We have a new one from a post on a Korean blog claiming that Apple will finally add 8 gigs of RAM to the iPhone 14 Pro. This report is citing supply chain sources, and it's claiming that the memory components for the 14 Pro have been confirmed, and even went on to add that the the schedule for mass production appears to be accelerating. Now, I know that you're thinking, I mean, you could be skeptical about the source as I am too, but this account also leaked the new chassis and launch timeframe for the iPad mini, so let's just take it with a grain of salt. This information also goes along with a Jeff Poo report from late last year where he said that both Pro models would be getting extra RAM. Now, for those of you wondering exactly why you should care about getting extra RAM on an iPhone, it has everything to do with the fact that this is what Apple uses to provide differentiating factors between the Pro and the regular models. The problem with that is that historically that's been what, Pro RAW, Pro Res, not necessarily much else. So in today's question, let us know, I mean, has any of the Pro features made you choose a Pro iPhone over the regular, or do you just do it for bragging rights? Because honestly, while I do use Pro RAW every now and then, I can't even say that I care about Pro Res, and this is coming from a video creator. I just don't feel that it's worth the extra. I just don't find the feature to be as useful, and that's just me. Leave us a comment down below, we'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me, I don't know, debate the fact that pixels continue to be a mess. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.